says crafting is a dying art? I'm finding crafters all over the Middle Tennessee area who make unique items that'll be passed down for generations to come. Welcome to HandMade Tennessee. I'm Kimberly Vance along with my special guest today, Chad Burks. Hi Chad, how are you?
Doing good, how are you?
Doing great. Thank you so much for coming in today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. Now this is fun. You do upholstery work.
Yes,
specializing more so in cars and like classic custom cars and just different things like that.
Right, yes ma'am.
How long have you been interested in doing cars?
I started doing this, I was 14 or 15 for a friend down in Murfreesboro. And here we are today, just been doing it ever since.
That's nice to get to do something that you love, because you obviously love what you do.
Sometimes.
Most of the time? When the boss is good to you?
Right.
Well, tell us a little bit about it. I know we were talking about some of these things, and this right here, several of us in here were complaining about little things that we've got in our car seats.
Yeah, this is out of a Tahoe, I believe is what it was out of. It's pretty common. It's where you drag in and out. It's just wear and tear. Vehicle set up so tall nowadays, everybody just drags in and out, and it'll tear up right here. What I usually do is, you can put a whole cover, redo the whole seat, or you can just put a side bolster in. Which, if this was mine, that's what I would do.
Just put a side bolster in?
Yes, ma'am. And what you would do is, I would come in here and mark this up. Just, put you a couple marks. One of my buddies makes fun of me because I always look at a seat from sitting at this point of view. He always says, well, this is the left and this is the right. And I'm like, no, I'm looking at it, this is the right and that's the left. So
like you're looking at the car seat?
Right, yes ma'am, yes ma'am. So we're sort of both right and wrong, really. Yeah. But, I would just come in, yes ma'am, and this would be right, and I'd point up. This would point up. And, get you a pocket knife or something, straight razor, whatever. Come in and just, you could, this is what you call a French seam.
Oh my goodness, see, that'd make me a nervous wreck, tearing that seat up.
In the center. And you just go about whittling at it, is what I would call it. And take this all the way out, and then you get you another piece of material.
So what do you take out of this? Do you take like everything, or do you just take do you like get a seam ripper or something now and take that fabric off?
I would come in and, like I said, just go ahead and take this all the way out and hit it right here and take this whole side piece would come off.
Okay, so it's not, what, I guess I have always thought that a car seat was a car seat, and it's actually not. Now looking at it, it is in sections.
Right, yes ma'am.
Nice.
It's all in different pieces. So.
That's cool. Now how long does something like this, if you were going to just put this right here?
You're probably going to look at time frame. You'll look at an hour or so, hour and 30 minutes. It'll take a little while to get it out of the car, get it off the seat, and then you get it like this. And like I said, you'll strip it on down, cut it on apart, and you'll bust it right here at this seam, and then
just go to town.
Right, just lay it out on a flat piece of vinyl and make you a new one.
So you get the vinyl, you make it to where it'll fit this,
right,
and then. Do you actually do your sewing?
Yes, ma'am.
Wow, how'd you learn how to sew?
Just trial and error. Keep your fingers away and just take off. I'm still learning every day. Sometimes I wonder what I'm doing. But, yeah, it's just, like I said, Terry Harris is who I work for at H&H in Murfreesboro, and I was a young kid. I watched him, tore stuff down, and he sort of was my mentor, taught me what to do, and here we are today.
And then you got you some machines. Does it require large industrial type machines?
Yeah, it's I use a FAF. It's got a double walker. Some of the little machines that you would use to make clothes and stuff have single walkers, and it'll just pull it on through. Like I said, it walks from the bottom and the top, and it just
like a double.
Right.
Sort of?
The top foot walks, and then it's got a bottom foot that walks too. So it sort of just pulls it all together. And
I've never seen that. That would be interesting to see.
That's but you do want to keep your fingers away from it.
Yeah.
So
they don't have a finger shape on it.
That's right.
Yeah, that'd be bad. All right. Now where were you? I interrupted you.
So anyway, that's sort of what I would do on that. This right here would give you a.
And you would call that a common, kind of a common
That's
occurrence.
a common, that would be putting a side bolster in is what you would call doing that. I brought some more stuff here. This is just some regular pleats. What you do on that, you've seen the foam on the back too. You would foam that. We'd glue it down with some glue. I sort of brought some. I spray it out of a gun most of the time. But what you would do is you could take this and you know, I could just sort of show you it sprays a web. Glue that down like that, and then you would take a ruler and mark you some chalk lines. You know, you could just chalk these lines, of course, where I've done sew. And when you get to your sewing machine, you'll just start it. You know, just get up under your foot. And
So this would be just like a regular piece of fabric, and you would, that's the pleats that you would put
Right,
in it?
yes, ma'am.
Wow.
And like I said, you
Now
would...
That's looks like a nice custom piece there.
You would just take a piece of foam and put under it, and you would just sort of, you know, put your foam down on it, and then your vinyl, and you just...
Now, is there, speaking of the foam, are there certain, you know, like if
yes,
you want a
ma'am.
real plush seat?
This is a 1/4 inch here. You can get it half. You can go
It's
on
quarter
to...
like a standard?
1/4 and half is. 1/4 is usually in most newer stuff nowadays. Half is
Cheaper.
well,
they do cheaper cars.
yeah. You know, you could if you thinking it up. I like to use the 1/4 on everything and use 2 layers if I want to, because you're pulling through 2 backings, and the backings is really what gives you the pleat look. And like I said, if you pleated this twice, if I went ahead and sewed through this, it would make it even double the thickness, so it'd have a lot heavier pleat too. So.
That looks nice. That's a very nice piece.
That's like I said. That's just a plain pleat right there. Some of the
That's still
cars.
fancy though. I like it. Now see, that's beautiful too.
This is what you call a French seam. Like I said, this seat we had right here is a French seam. Pretty much just for looks. Some people likes it. A lot of the top end cars have it. This is what you call a top seam. And you fold both of them over and re-sew it again. And that's probably about the strongest seam that there is right there, top seam.
Top seam. That is attractive though. You know, that's something that I have just always taken for granted. I have never noticed the different seam stitches in all the cars that I've had.
Well, like I said,
that's
and what you do on this one is you'll sew it once, and then you come back and sew it again, and you peel the vinyl back on one side and sew it, and then you peel it back on this side and sew it. And that's what they call a French seam.
Does that make it stronger too?
Not really, just pretty much for look. Some stuff back it, they'll put a backing on it. This one right here, like I said, you'll sew it and then you bend it both over together and sandwich it, which is a top seam. And that's probably the strongest seam that there is right there.
That is gorgeous. That is really nice. Does your wife try and get you to sew clothes or anything for her?
Sometimes.
Does she?
I've made some for my little girl on occasions.
How cute.
Which she's getting good at it herself. So,
oh, that's neat. That's a handy trait to have.
That's sometimes, I reckon.
What else you got?
Well, this is an armrest piece that we done. Like I was showing you on that other one over there. You would take and this here, let's look, this would be the back. This is one that I've already done here. What you do is you take and draw that out. This would be the front. Of course, like I showed a minute ago, that would be the left and the right.
And this is an armrest.
Right, it's a center console for, say, I think it's like a 2001 Chevy pickup. He bought this out of a junkyard, he wanted to make another seat. It's just got a console right now, so nobody can sit there, and he's wanting to make a third seat in his truck. So he got this out of another one, and it is gray, and his truck is tan. So he brought it to me, and like I said, this is what I would do to mark it all. You can sort of see the little chalk marks there, and that's...
Now, do you have patterns that you have developed, or do you just kind of make it up as you go?
Some stuff if you don't have a pattern, I will. You know, you sit there and you'll take a big piece of vinyl and lay it out over a seat and sort of measure and cut it and then mark your, you know, all these are guidelines. You don't have to be on the money, but you want to be pretty close.
Yeah.
You start pulling, the more you pull, the further off you'll get, worse it's going to look. So you want to stay as close as you can. But I do make some from scratch every now and then. That's it's not my favorite part of it.
Oh, is it not?
Oh, sometimes.
I bet that really it makes you feel good, though, when you have done like a real tricky job.
Sometimes the things that you think would be bad, hard, sometimes they come out better than the easy stuff, and I guess we just take for granted sometimes what we can do and what we can't do. But
and a lot of times, you know, I find myself overthinking stuff.
That's the longer you think, the worse it gets sometimes.
Think long, you think wrong.
Well, that's what they say. But like I said, on this here, I have it down here. Here in just a second, I can show you the finished product and show you how I put it on and how everything comes together. I got another piece here. I wished I could have brought everything with me, but...
Well, we're tickled with what you did bring.
Let's see. Here we go. This is a lot of the hot rod cars. They call it sculpting. What they do is they take, I had a guy come in, and this is just a little piece I just goofed off with. He said, how do they do that? And I said, well, they take a piece of Landau foam is what this is called. And you just glue it. You glue it to a board. And like I said, you would draw your pattern, whatever you want to draw, with a Sharpie or whatnot. Of course, I like flames on everything, so, and that's not going very good. Let me look at it this way.
That's amazing. Did you take any art classes and stuff too, or is that just something?
Not really.
Natural.
I don't know if it's natural either.
Well,
It's sort of
pretty good at it.
But what you could do on this here is you would take this now and glue it down to this board, and take a razor blade and cut all this out, peel it off, get you another piece of. You can use whatever. You could use this piece of vinyl. This is tweed on that there. I done a guy's car out of. This is another piece of tweed, like out of done a 57 Chevy in it, not long, about 2 weeks ago.
Wow.
And you
I bet that was gorgeous.
You would just glue that down, make sure your glue's good and dried in places, and just sort of go around it. And that's what gives you that look right there. And that's.
How did you get the texture?
Well, that's just the type of material. They call it a tweed. Like I said, it's almost like burlap. It used to be really in style probably 10 years ago, maybe.
Yeah.
But some people still like it.
I have a feeling it's coming back now.
It might, I don't know.
Now, where would this go in the car?
Well, this here, like I said, I was just goofing off with this piece.
This is just a sample piece
Yeah,
that you
it's
made?
just a piece of cardboard. You could make door panels. Like I said, this stuff right here, this is a waterproof board. That's what it's for, is door panels. Like I said, you could cut that out. You could put flames or, like I said, pleats. You can take and cut strips and glue that on and put pleats with it. You can actually cut pieces and lay them right here and make a whole nother piece to stand out. So
wow.
Sort of the sky's the limit on that there.
Just whatever your imagination and pocketbook will let you do.
That's right.
All
yes,
right. That's gorgeous. That is absolutely, that would be an outstanding door panel. That is just cool.
Well, thank you, thank you.
I like that.
So that's sort of what you do there. The piece, let's see, the piece that we, the door panel, or the center console. Let's see if I can show you this here. We'll set it up here and try not to tear anything up.
That's all right.
This is the one we had that was gray, that the guy wanted to go to tan.
He's making this the center piece.
The center piece, yes, ma'am.
I guess a bench seat.
Right,
And then he's changed it to the thread.
It, like I said, this would be the finished product after, like I said, after you went from the pieces with all the markings and stuff.
So after you've sewed all this together, put your pieces all together, you actually sew it.
Right, yes, ma'am. This is where your marks come into play. You know, like I said, I would have where'd my piece of chalk go?
I got it.
All
I'm
right,
hiding
thank
from
you.
you over here.
But like I said, on this piece here, I blew it off earlier. I had chalk all over it, but this would be sort of my top, you know, and I'd have my guidelines where I was at, my front right here. And it'd be all marked up, and that's where you would want, that's what you'd be aiming to hit your sewing where everything is. So, and once you get done with it, this is sort of the outcome. And then you hope that it fits right. So.
Now, have you ever, and I'm sure you said you've done a lot of trial and error, have you ever made some pieces that you absolutely could not get to fit?
Oh yeah, we have, as I call them, oh, what's my word? I do. I can't think. Anyway,
Yes.
yeah, I've made plenty of tractor seats, boat seats.
Wow.
Probably.
Oh, that'd be nice.
And they don't fit though.
Oh.
So I just set them over in the corner, and that day I sort of hang out. People's like, well, what does this go to? And I said, that's just goes to whatever. It just,
Your little gallery.
yeah, if it fit what you got, you're more than welcome to take it with you. But I'll show you here once we get this sort of where it needs to be.
Now, how hard is it? See, to me, it seems like one of the hardest parts would be getting your seat out of your car.
Well, what you do is, of course, you got to find what tools, what fits where. And some of the seats nowadays, you really don't have to take them all the way out. Some of them you can get apart without getting it out of the seat, out of the car. But
that's nice.
a lot of the old ones, you had to take it out. I brought one here today to sort of show you. I was going to show y'all this piece here put together, if I can get it on. This might be a universal. That's what we call them, universal seat covers, when they don't fit.
And so you actually made that?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. That's, oh, sorry, I'm hitting you with stuff here.
I've been hit with a lot worse.
There's a lot of tugging and pulling at times.
Do your fingers ever get tired at the end of the day?
They do. They do.
I'm tired of tugging and pulling.
That's back to sometimes I think about what I'm doing and wonder why. But
yeah. Don't we all?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. But like I said, this here just sort of, it all clips together. Seats nowadays is sort of a snap together thing.
Now, do you find some of the newer model cars are easier to work on than some of the classics like the 57s and stuff like that?
Yes, ma'am. Some of the older cars, it was like whatever they had, they used.
Chunked it on there.
Yeah, they
pieced
just,
it together.
Right, yes, ma'am. So, you know, some of them's easier, some's harder. But this would be the bottom. And then your back, this would be the back to it.
Now, in your vehicles, do you change seat covers every little dab? Or do you have the awfulest seat covers that ever work?
Most time the worst. I can't handle a headliner on my head. Headliners hitting my hat, they'll pull my hat off. I don't like them. But as far as a tore up seat, I usually fix everybody else's. And they say, well, Chad, why don't you redo your seat? And I'm like, it don't pay me to do mine. I said, by the end of the day, I'm tired. I don't want to.
That's usually the case.
Let's see if we can get this on and show y'all a finished product. A lot of covers nowadays, they put plastic on them too to make them up under the seat to make them slide a lot better.
Now, if we wanted to change our seats, would like a junkyard or something like that be a good place to get a new seat?
That's a good start to get you a seat to go with, you know, for the car. You get some of these seats nowadays, the power is out of them. You got to fix that, or like I said, if you got just a seat you don't like and you want to put new seats in your car, you could get one from a junkyard and just we can cover it. Yes, ma'am.
You know, I never thought about that with all the power seats and stuff. Do you run into some trouble from time to time with that?
The motors nowadays, sometimes they go bad. They start getting old and just everything breaks down in them. But like I said, most of the time, if you're, which the opposite of me, careful with everything, most of the time everything lasts a pretty good while. But like I said, if you do want to change your seats, you can get some out of something and go from scratch. I think we're headed in the right direction.
That's a nice fit too.
Like I said, this one here, everything snaps together. I'm sort of hid back here behind it.
That's all right. We can still hear you.
Let's see, I got my...
That's lovely. And now I assume that depending on what you want to use, your cost would be, that would be a lot of your cost. What kind of fabric or leather or?
That's, you can put, I tell everybody, I said, if you like it, I like it. That's, this is some original material for the truck that matches the truck. But you could put vinyl or leather or
whatever you wanted.
It's up to you. I mean,
and the sky's the limit.
Sort of, yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
That's.
Depending on your pocketbook again, I'd say.
Let's see. I think we're on there.
Oh, that's nice. See, now that's just a perfect fit.
And then some of the defects, like the little wrinkles and stuff, I got a steamer at the shop. You can massage it on down, steam it, and it'll bring all the wrinkles and imperfections out.
That's beautiful. Now, something else we were talking about is the embroidery, some of the custom pieces that you do like that.
Right, right. I do. I don't have an embroidering machine. I got a woman that does it. I can sew well, like you seen pleats in something or a design. But you know, if you wanted like a Mustang logo or your name or whatnot, I got a woman that
that'd be nice.
that does do that for me. So.
Oh, that's nice. What do you have in the plastic over there?
Them are, I haven't really showed anything old yet.
Oh,
Them are
this is gonna
seat
be good.
covers for a Challenger, I believe it is.
Oh, a new Challenger or an old
No,
Challenger?
it's an old one.
Oh, wow.
And
Now,
hog
that's a pair of
rings.
scissors right there.
Thank you, thank you. They like to cut stuff. I always tell everybody, I said, everybody needs a good pair of scissors. So.
That's like gigantic. Those are proportionate to your height, though, so that works out nicely.
These are, a guy brought me these covers here. That's what some people, they'll want to go back 100% original.
Yeah.
So they will buy a kit to go with their car, and that's what these are. A lot of people like the new cars, you've got away from hog ringers. This is what you call a hog ringer. If y'all can see in the back of my hat, I put them in my hats too.
Did you customize your hat?
Yeah, it gives it just a little look, you know.
I like that.
But these are pliers and hog ringers. But what you do on them, instead of the clips and everything, I brought an old seat here. We won't tear it all the way down because it's really dirty. I got to, when I get to the shop, I got to tear it apart. You would redeck it and clean it up and put new foam and everything under it. But
see, this looks like the an old Ford truck or something. It looks like the back seat to that.
Yes, ma'am. But what you do, let's see, this will be the back, which it has their little logo in it.
Oh, wow.
You would take and just, like I said, we got to do a lot of work to this before we actually cover it. But you would take and pull this over, and it would fit around it. By the way, I won't leave it like this. I will fix it right when I get to the shop. But
So whoever this belongs to, they don't need to get upset,
yeah,
right?
don't get mad at me. But what you do is you just sort of pull it around like that, and you flip it. As you can see, it's got
Golly,
rust
that
and
is
stuff
old,
everywhere.
ain't it? Now, what do you do about? So I guess this just has to. You can clean it up, and that's pretty much about all you can do with that. Ain't
Well,
it?
what I do is, like I said, I'll get back to the shop. I'll tear it all apart, sand all this up. They call this. It must be gonna lie because I can't think of it.
It looks like burlap.
Right, that's what it is. You re-deck it.
Let's hold it up a little bit and see. Show 'em. See, that looks just like burlap.
We'll clean all that out. We'll put new burlap, or I call it decking. We'll redeck it and put new foam and everything in the cover or over the springs. And then we'll put our new cover on. So we won't leave it like this. I was just sort of, wanting to show
Yeah.
that
Oh, I'm
this
glad
is what you
did.
do. You put a wire through this piece of tie down, and you would take your hog rings and you'll pull down. There's a hole right there. And you just hog ring it down, and you would go to each and every where you see the existing ones, and that's where it hog rings down, and that's what holds your old seat covers on versus the plastic strips on the new ones.
Why did they? But this is not so common anymore. The hog ringing.
They've pretty much got away from them now. Some of the seats actually have a little plastic piece that snaps in. So once
That's
the
a
plastic
shame,
breaks, it's broke.
Yeah. Oh, that's a shame. That hog ringing is cool. I wondered what you were talking about with that.
You want to keep your fingers away from them.
I'd say
It'll
so.
cut them a little bit.
Do you have any piercings on your fingers that you didn't mean to have?
Sometimes I get little markings on me. I got a little bit of one right here. So. But that's how the old covers go on. And like I said, this one's still in pretty good shape. I see some come in that's just totally destroyed. And
Sometimes do you just cover, like if it's in a piece that's pretty good and they say, I like it the way it is, just put me a new cover
right.
on it?
We do. We, like I said, we'll put a cover and just go with it. It's back to the sky's the limit. Some people don't care.
Yeah.
This guy wants his nice, and like
Yeah.
I said, we're going to tear it down and make it nice.
Oh, this is gorgeous. I can't wait to see this. This is the Challenger?
Yes,
See?
ma'am.
Oh, this is going to be nice. Well, I can't wait to see that.
Okay,
Well,
thank you.
Chad, thank you so much for coming in. This
Thank
has
you for
been
having me.
very enjoyable. I love this. Now, what if we are in a spot where, like me, it's hot and I'm not going to get out and tear the seats out of my car?
Right.
How can we get in touch with you if we'd like to find out more, if we'd like to get you to do some work for us even?
I'm in Murfreesboro. I'm on the Old Woodbury Highway, as I call it. Some people call it East Main. I call it the Old Woodbury Highway. Address is 3509 East Main Street.
In Woodbury?
Yeah, no, ma'am.
Woodbury
in
Highway.
Murfreesboro.
On
Yes,
the,
ma'am.
okay.
I'm
all
in
right.
Murfreesboro. My phone number is 615-631-4608. And like I said, just give me a call and we can fix you up.
All right. Well, that looks we're getting ready to go out into the parking lot right now and survey everybody's cars that's here.
Oh, and check them out.
That's going to be
Okay,
fun.
okay.
Also, I wanted to ask you just a little bit more about the monogramming that you were talking about too. If we have, I know sometimes a design. This is something that's aggravates me. But sometimes, like if it's a design like an emblem for a car or something, that is something that you can do.
Yes,
something
ma'am.
that you can do.
I have a woman that does it for me. She's a good friend, and she's done lots of stuff for me, and she's, you know, a good person. So
good and good at what she does.
Right. Yes,
this
ma'am.
is good. This is good. My wheels are turning now. I'm thinking about redecorating all my vehicles.
Oh, I'm excited.
Chad, thank you very much again for coming. I really sure do appreciate you.
Thank you for having me.
And we'll be talking to you again soon. And one more time, will you give us your phone number real quick?
My number is 615-631-4608.
Just in case we missed it the first time. Thank you very much. I sure do
you.
appreciate it. Well, that's our show for today. Upholstering. What a fun art. If you'd like to get in touch with us, you can Facebook us at HandMade Tennessee and just click the like button. If you'd like to email us, you can contact us at handmadetn@bltv.net. Thanks very much to our special guest, Chad Burks. I'm Kimberly Vance, and I hope that you've been inspired to create your own Handmade Tennessee. If you enjoyed today's show, check us out on Facebook for other shows and information at www.facebook.com/HandmadeTennessee. You can also email us your comments or suggestions to handmadetn@bltv.net.